This video is made possible by the following mad lads. All their awesome gear they supply to me can be checked out in the description below. Hey guys, my arms still ache after the weekend, boy here, and welcome back to KartKraft for another video. So admittedly, I've been on a bit of a karting binge recently. I've done a couple of events this year, the most recently being the WTF1 Grand Prix this weekend just gone. And this weekend coming, I'm going to be taking part in my first ever Club 100 race, an Enduro no less, so very much looking forward to that. So I thought it would be appropriate for me to try and, I guess, hit the ground running and do a little bit of sim driving in karts and try and get used to how these things drive, because karts drive uniquely, I think it's fair to say. This is an X30 powered car. I'm not sure what CC it is because it doesn't say in game, but my guess is the 125cc version. One gear, which means we have to try and focus on keeping our revs up as much as possible and being as soft and as steady on the wheel as possible to not drop any RPM and not drop momentum. And although you very much lack that seat of your pants feeling that I think is kind of essential to real life driving, the way the sim counteracts that is by giving you a very nice, very direct force feedback to kind of tell you when you are losing grip and when you're kind of on the edge of it. And that's kind of what I want to try and explore a bit today in this video. So I'm going to be doing an 8-lap race against some AI here at the PFI circuit. The AI are fairly new and still fairly unoptimized in terms of performance, so I'm only running 4 other opponents, but it should still make for a good race. I'm using the hard difficulty AI, which are a good match for me at the moment, and hopefully maybe in time I can move on to the legendary AI. So I'm going to whack on my virginity protecting gloves and see how I get on in this X30. Right, so rolling start then at PFI in our X30 kart. Wait for the countdown, and then we'll get underway. There it is. On throttle then, 8 laps at PFI underway. I'm going to pull to the left-hand side of the circuit to try and avoid any AI shenanigans through the first little chicane. Under the bridge. Now looks very fun, very fast left-hander, back on the power. Nice, no, let the kart drift out to the outside there. Dab on the brakes. Nice and close to the curb. Turning early here again, nice and close, back on the power. Nice run out of there, but nowhere to go, into the back of the fella in front. Look out for that green pole on the left, that's where we brake. Harden the brakes, and back on the power. Trying to let the kart come round too much to the rear, that loses a lot of momentum. As you see, I've dropped back a bit from the guys in front. Again, same through here. Back on the power, nice and early. That's better through there. Using the runoff a little bit there to carry the speed. Now coming up to the chicane. Back on the power, nice and early there. You see getting a better run than the car in front, but nowhere really to go. Dab on the brakes. Now the corner kind of tightens up through here, so follow the AI line. Nice and late apex. Careful on the power here, very easy to have the kart come round on you if you're not careful. Through the last chicane here, over the curb on the inside and on the outside there. That's 1 lap down and 7 to go. Pretty fast paced here at PFI, as you can see. Right in the slipstream with the guy in front, buzzing a limiter. Back on the power, nice and early, try and run it around the outside. They're not quite as quick as the guys in front doing that. Having to lift through here. I'm a bit quicker through the AI through this section it seems, but not for the rest of it. AI in front going defensive for a second, then thinking better of it. On the brakes, we're on the inside, a little bit of a tap there, it's getting a little bit rough and ready. He's now side by side. The AI in this are pretty damn fantastic, I gotta say. Just a shame you can't run more of them without the game essentially slowing down to a crawl. Really is a lot of fun racing these guys, even though I'm just at the back. Doesn't really matter, it's about the fun of the race for me at the moment. Again, dab through here, back on the power, using the runoff. So soft on the steering here. I've got my steering rotation set to 180 degrees. And bear in mind my wheel's a little bit bigger than the karting wheel, so yeah, I'm putting in a bit more input than I usually would, but you can see on the screen just how much input that translates into. And that's still probably too much. That was a 1 minute lap time. We really want to be in the 59s. Maybe I should run a bit of a tighter line initially there, and then come out a bit. If I can just get a good run off here, I can get past the guy in front without having to worry about it. Again, that's a better run. I'll take that, thank you very much. Head down. Look for our braking zone. There it is. Bit too quick in there, but I'm going to just completely square off the corner, give the guy behind nowhere to go and take the place. Very nice. I've noticed that karting's very much like that. You take the place forcibly. There's not really much gentleman driving in karting. It's very aggressive. Something that I still need to kind of learn, I think. That was a bit slow through there. I turned it a bit too late and tried to counter it with some steering. Easy through there, and now try and get the nice line. But I've got to say, coming back to this game has so much potential. I was sitting here driving this just on my own. Usually I do a little bit of driving before the video to kind of get up to speed. But I was sitting here just driving it and just enjoying it. It's just a lot of fun to play on your own, this. Again, through this fast section, really great through there. Come a bit tighter this time. A little bit of a slide. Here's where I can gain. Such small movements in the wheel. Oh, they get that really right in this game, as to how small and how smooth you have to be in the wheel. Probably outside line. Not quite enough there. I gave it a good shot. AI will not give you an inch, which is pretty much how they should do. You have to really take the place from them. Barely on the brakes that time, on the power, nice and early. Look at that run out of there, but nowhere to go. Can't quite make it up the inside in and take a place. Can I get up the inside in? No, I can't. Back on the brakes, smoothly. This is something that's very difficult for me, and it's very difficult to get this across in the sim, is again that level of smoothness you have to have when driving these things around. Give me that 59. There it is, 59.7, very nice. We can go a lot quicker though, I think. Probably get a clear track. Probably get a 58, I reckon, if I didn't have to deal with these guys on the inside. They got the line, had the run. Thank you very much, son. I'll take that. And a good run out of it. It's going to be 2 for 1 here. On the inside. On the brakes. He gives me the place. Oh my word. We're up to second. This is the best I've done so far in these little races. Might even win this. He says as he goes far too deep into the hairpin. You're really just trying to stop the kart from sliding. So sometimes you end up taking these quite odd lines, but you still carry the speed because you aren't sliding around. That's kind of the important thing. There you go, getting better, getting better. It's very hard coming from a sim, say like iRacing or a Assetto Corsa, and then playing this, because the way you drive it is just completely different. There's a lot more steering input, a lot more, I guess, aggression in cars compared to karts. 58.9, very nice. Getting there, getting quicker. There you go. Oh, I got on the power a bit too early there. Ran out of grip on the tyre. AI a bit slow over the bridge. This is where I'm getting the potential to get a bit closer. AI starts weaving in front to defend. It really is a lot of fun this. I'm hoping that in the future, I'm not sure, I know they've got a, I think it's is it a ZX car or something like that? I forget what the car is called. I'll have to put something on screen here. They've got that coming very soon, which is basically a shifter kart, which I'm very much looking forward to giving that a go. Oh god. But I think what this needs at the moment is more tracks. Only 4 tracks to choose from right now. This is, in my opinion, probably the best one, or my favourite one to drive on anyway. I would love to see some more cars on here and some more tracks, but it's still very much an early access, this. Right, coming on to the second to last lap. Let's see if we can try something through here. Trying to carry the speed in the way through there, but you just can't. On the exit, the tyres kind of run out of grip and give up a little bit. A bit slow through there. That might cost me. He's gone inside. I'm kind of stuck on the outside. Maybe I can swing back. No, not quite. Slows you down doing that. This is a great race so far. I've got to say, these AI really are really fun to race against. This game has such great potential. I really want to just reiterate that. It's a shame it's not really come on much since I last played it. I think maybe like slowing down in terms of development. There are updates every now and then in terms of physics. There was an update, I think, back in June on how karts react to curbs, so now you can actually kind of use them a little bit as opposed to being flung off whenever you touch them, which is nice. You can't take the mick though. If you really run them over, it'll just spit the car out as you'd expect it to, but you can kind of nibble them every now and then. Here we go, here's a run. In the draft. A little bit of contact, still more contact, he's still there on the outside. We're getting rough and we're through. Oh no, sideways there. Got the power a bit too early on the curb. But we are through. I think I murdered that guy. He's dropped off the timesheet. Big F there. And then too much speed into there again. Just try and keep the steering kind of straight as much as you can. Use a runoff there. Bit too much runoff. That's a bit of grass there, Jimmy. What a blast this is. There you go. I did try doing it in VR. Unfortunately, the performance isn't quite there yet, but hopefully it's something we can do in the future. Easy, easy, easy. On the curb. Small lift coming into this section, then back on the power over the curb. over the Astro, and that's it. And there you go. 8 laps at PFI, and I win. I never win in these videos. Well, there you go. That was 8 laps at PFI in the X30, and I must say that was a lot of fun. I've not played this game for a while, but I'm really glad that I came back to it because it just really highlights to me the difference between driving a kart and driving a car. And I'll reiterate that I think that Sims, it's a very difficult job for Sims to try and replicate what it is to drive a kart because you're missing so much of the feel of driving a kart is done through the seat of your pants, through your ass. So trying to replicate it through the wheel is very difficult, but it does a great job in teaching you just how to be smooth with the wheel, because if you start putting in all these inputs like that into the corners, you'll notice that the kart doesn't respond, or it'll kind of half spin. It slows you right down, and this really hammers home that you have to be very smooth and very easy. And again, 180 degrees of rotation, and I think that'll be enough for anyone trying it at home. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, of course, then make sure to hit subscribe and the bell notification icon, because that way we're made notified of future streams and future videos like this one. Thank you so much for the great reception the last karting video got. It's really nice to get out there and do it in real life and bring that to you. Of course, I'm always trying to improve how I film and how I drive, so hopefully that'll get better as time goes on. But yeah, thank you for that support there. Take care, have an awesome day. See you all next time.